Alright, we're going to skip the traditional intro video portion and get straight to building. By now you know this is my third video in my entry into the Great Guitar Build-Off 2021. There's a special surprise at the end of the video, something fun coming up. Stick around for that. But what we're looking at here now is I finished the wet sanding on the body. I've put compound or polishing compound on the body, and I have a dedicated buffing wheel or buffing pad just for compound, and you'll see when I switch to polishing the actual polish, I have a different buffing pad for that. And now I just want to take a quick look and look at some of that shine coming into it. You can still kind of see some swirls, some of the imperfections that happen because I'm not a professional guitar paint sprayer, finisher, luthier. Really, I have one profession and then an avocation. In any case, flip it over. Basically the same thing again, now on the burst side. Yes, and we have to get the sides too, obviously. Now, someone in my second video commented that acrylic enamels are very hard to work with and take a very long time to cure. That is something I definitely experienced on this, so I caution anyone who's thinking about using acrylic enamel. What ended up happening was there's a sort of pattern on this mat that I have it on, and there are some portions of the guitar where that pattern is almost imprinted into the clear coat. So if you get really close, you can see it. But now you can see I've put on the actual polish compound. I'm using that other buffing disc. Got to get the glamour shot in, obviously. I think this one went on Instagram, or maybe a portion of it. I'm not sure. But hey, there's that little imperfection right around that top volume knob. And you can kind of see a couple of other indentations in there as well. In a future video, I go through how to fix that using the drop fill technique I learned from watching videos from Stumac or Stuart McDonald. It's a great video of Dan Earlywine doing a drop fill repair on an acoustic guitar, which we'll wait for that video. So here I was doing a little bit of stain testing because I'm actually going to stain the neck, but did a little bit of blue on one side. On the other side, I just did black, and the intent is to see kind of the difference between what happens when you get like a nice black that you sand back, and if you don't do that, at least on this piece of wood. I don't know if you noticed my dust extraction method there was just to tape my shop vac hose near where I'm doing that work. But I am wearing a mask, just so everybody knows. So now I'm just putting that blue on top of the black that I sanded back. I'm doing the same with the yellow. What I found out about these stains, I'm using this aniline dye powder, mixing it with denatured alcohol. And what I found out about that is that, yes, of course, the color combinations that you learned in primary school, elementary school, they're all valid, but the ratios can be very, very different. So in order to really get a good green, which eventually I go for, you have to use like 10 parts yellow to 1 part blue. But that's why it's important to experiment prior to doing anything on the actual guitar. If anyone remembers that exhibit meme, "Yo dog, I heard you like sanding." So here's more video of me sanding. You'll note that I kind of did some carving into that headstock. That'll be in the next video, how I went through that and what tools I used to do that. Now, I've been experimenting, playing around with different stains, or stain colors, really just this one aniline dye with denatured alcohol. But the reason behind that is that I actually do like my necks oiled rather than having a clear coat finish on them as far as playability goes. It's just something I prefer. Everybody's different, but that's why I decided to go this route with the neck. I do put some clear coats on the front of that headstock, but that'll wait for the next video. And so, in the first video, I talked about how I thought I was using the wrong product as far as stains go when I was using that water-based stain. It didn't work so well for this build. What I did find was that I really liked using these aniline dyes with denatured alcohol. I like the alcohol-based stain because there's no raising the grain from water. And furthermore, this black is actually just a pre-purchased gel stain that I bought and used. And, I'm just sanding it back with this contraption that I made right here. Again, we've got my shop vac kind of pointed at a clamp on my small random orbital with a sanding disc on it. And that's clamped to my work desk or workstation. And that's how, because I don't have a spindle sander, or belt sander, which is probably the right tool to use for this, but I thought, well, this will work for what I've got to do here. So now you can see what the neck looks like after sanding off that black. I'm going to put a little blue on. We'll see how that looks. The other thing I found about mixing colors is that sometimes it's a little better to, if you plan on making a green, what I did here was I laid down the blue and then laid down the yellow on top of that to get the green that I wanted. That worked a little better. But this really does look a lot nicer than that water-based stain. And this is still a little wet, as you can see. And yes, as I was doing it, some of that cloth picked up the blue too, so I ended up spreading that around too. So this is quite a bit of yellow on top of that blue to make this green, but I don't stop there. I thought, what if we did like an ombre? So here's a little bit of black, but instead of the gel-based black, here I'm using the black aniline dye powder with denatured alcohol, just so that I can get a thinner version of that. a little bit more black. What I noticed about the black is it's got pretty heavy purple in it too. So there's a nice little fade going there, and that's without doing any sort of touch-up. I think what I do next is hit a cloth with some denatured alcohol to kind of smooth that fade even more. Yeah, there's a purple tint to that black, and that's what's coming out there. So I think I skipped the video of putting denatured alcohol on its own and wiping the neck down with that. And here I'm just putting oil on the neck. This is the first coat. Nothing real special, just your standard true oil, which I've heard a lot of people recommend. I've used it before. It works well for me. Quick little glamour shot, seeing how shiny that's already looking after just a coat. I wasn't actually going to take video of this, but I'm just putting fretboard oil on the fretboard. But then I saw how gorgeous it makes the wood look, and I was like, well, you gotta see that. You gotta see it. You gotta show it to the people. Alright, maybe it's just a bit gratuitous, but it still looks nice. Alright, I'm really excited. Those of you who know me in real life, or even on Instagram, if you follow me, know that it was recently my 40th birthday. So, big birthday, comes with some pretty big gifts, usually, and I'm really excited about this one. It's from my sister, a set of 6-string Tosin Fishman Fluence pickups in white, exactly what I wanted. And I wanted them because another gift I got, and that's going to be, I'm going to document all my builds from now on, but the next, at some point, I will be receiving a Crimson Guitars uncut fan fret build, kit. I think I was so excited there that I was tripping over my words. The important note is that it's from my wonderful wife, my kids, and from my other sister, the one with the PhD. These pickups are going to go in there, and I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet, but I know what pickups are going in it. So, super excited about that. Super excited about this t-shirt. Officially a contestant now that I have a t-shirt, because that's what you need. But anyway, that will be a future build. I don't know when. I've got a job, regular 9 to 5, so it'll be whenever I can do it. But I'm excited. I'm excited to share it with everybody. And I hope you enjoyed this video. More coming up soon.